Right, so here we are ready for yet another video on MJST. Let me just, got a couple of cameras going here. So welcome to camera one, welcome to camera two. Okay, let's put that there for a moment. Okay, so I've been working on this picture, working on the distance for this picture. Let me just show you that. Actually, I can show you on that. Show you on that camera. Camera three. Camera one, welcome to camera three. Camera three, camera two. Anyway, yes, I've been working on the distance. That's pretty much finished now. What I'm going to start working on is this foreground. It's tricky, trying to get this foreground correct. Let's stand you up again. Yeah, it's tricky trying to get this foreground correct. There's a lot of detail in there. There's a lot of lovely green grasses. There's also some sort of long, what look to be sort of dead grass. And of course, in amongst all that grass, we have the rocks. And that's what I'm going to be working on. Before I do that, I'm just going to get this little area of sort of middle distance here finished, and then I'll show you this part here. As always, please go and visit all my social medias. There's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. Everything is down in the description of this video. One more thing, Patreon. Go and check out my Patreon. I do live streams there. You can interact with me. You can ask me questions live. Everything's recorded as well, so if you can't make the live stream, it's all there. But I'm going to get working on this right now. So the brush I'm going to be using is this one, which is available from my website. This is the Series 4 size 1 fan brush. Now that's the one I'm currently using. That's what it looks like when it's straight out the packet. That's what a new one looks like. This one is a little bit older, as you can see. It's worn down a bit. The hairs are a bit shorter, a little bit sort of closer together perhaps, but this would work probably a bit better, but I'm going to be using this one that I'm currently using. Going to add the darker paint now. So starting with a mid sort of green, or sap green this is. And I'm holding the brush sort of quite horizontal. So this is at 90-degree angle from the panel. And as I touch the panel with the tip, but being very gentle, I then pull down a little bit. And as you can see, what that gives us are lots of little brush marks that look like blades of grass. I'm going to run over the surface of this whole area in the same way. And I might need to add a few darker elements as well, but let's just go over this whole thing. So as I said before, I'm not completely covering it. You're still going to be able to see that blocking in this painting. So quite gentle pressure. So, as you can see, that's now starting to look a little bit more like grass. We have some detailing in there. We have some much more of a grass texture. Now that's all been with this same brush here. Now what we're going to do is use another brush. It's still the same brush, it's still the Series before, size 1, so it's this same as the new one here, but this one is just a little bit more tatty. It's probably, basically, it's just not been treated as well, which, you know, sometimes that is of benefit. So if you have any brushes that, you know, maybe where you've got some paint stuck in the bottom, it hasn't been cleaned particularly well, rather than throwing that away, it can be used for other purposes. And in this case, we're going to try and use this one to add some more texture to the grass. But now we're going to go over with a lighter tone. Okay, so we have the brush now with the paint, so it's just a lighter green. And now I'm going to, very much as I did before with the darker tones, now I'm going to go over the top to begin with this colour here, and then we're going to adjust that slightly, because in the grass I want lots and lots of variation of colours. So, same technique, same pressure. Okay, so now we have started to add some of those lighter colours. I need to be a little bit more particular about where we're going to start putting some extra highlights and of course some lowlights. And to be a bit more particular about that, I'm going to move over to the Series 1 size 0. This is the rigger brush. This is going to give us plenty of detail in the grass here. So I'm going to start first of all adding some light colours, and then we're going to go over and maybe add a few little darker flecks. So as you can see, we are now doing more individual blades of grass. The colour's changed, so it's a lot lighter, and we're doing some tiny little brush marks, just a variety of angles. We're not going to do, well, we're going to go over pretty much the whole area, this whole area with this, but just trying to get a decent sort of level of little brush marks. So now I'm adding these darker tones, not doing too many of them really, just a random coverage. But you always get some little darker bits there that almost tend to go over the top of the lights as well, but it just adds to the level of detail in the painting. So same principle. I've thinned the paint down ever so slightly, so now I'm using a mixture of ivory black and Windsor yellow. That's giving us quite a dark olive green. So remember folks, if you want to be able to buy everything MJS, head over to my website. That's www.shopmichaeljamesmith.com. You can buy brushes, you can buy panels, paintings, etc. Also, if you want to learn in more detail how to paint, if you want full tuition, then go and check out my online painting school. That's www.michaeljamesmith.tv.